Dad, I finally did it. I booked the Peru trip. 2 weeks. Machu Picchu, Lima, the Sacred Valley. I'm leaving in 3 months.
Peru? Sophia, you just bought concert tickets last month. $400. And didn't you just spend money on that photography workshop? $200. And now Peru? That's $2,700 you could have saved.
But those are investments.
Investments? You're spending money you don't have on things you don't need. That's consumption. That's wasteful.
We see this completely differently. And I think it's because of grammar.
Grammar?
Grammar and money philosophy and generation, they're all connected.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's exactly why we're here. Welcome back to Dad and Sophia Talk. I'm Sophia.
I'm David, Korean immigrant, 30 years in the U.S., IT manager, production director.
And I'm his daughter, native English speaker. I'm a graduate student in business communication, which means I spend my time analyzing the way people talk.
And criticizing the way I talk.
Mostly that, yeah. So we decided to make a podcast where I break down 3 grammar mistakes in each episode. And Dad has to sit there and hear about how he's been saying things wrong for 30 years.
It's humbling.
Our listeners are at B2-C1 level. That's upper intermediate to advanced. You probably sound fluent. You definitely sound professional. But something is just slightly off and nobody tells you because everyone is too polite.
She's not polite.
I am absolutely not. So if you're making mistakes, I'm going to find them. And by the end of this episode, you'll understand something important. Grammar isn't just about being correct. Grammar reveals your entire philosophy about life, about money, about risk, about security.
That's dramatic.
It's true. Today's episode, the new rules of money. My dad thinks Peru is wasteful spending. I think it's strategic investment. And 3 grammar mistakes are going to explain exactly why we're so different.
It's wasteful spending.
It's absolutely not. Let's find out why. Part 1. Old rule.
Old rule number 1. When you got a good job, you stayed there. A long time. I graduated from UC Berkeley with a degree in computer science. I got a job at a tech company in 1989. $55,000 a year. That was excellent money. Good company, good opportunity, and I stayed 30 years at the same company.
And do you think that was the rule for everyone?
I thought it was. But here's the truth. I went through the green card process. Perm, I-140, all of it. Years of paperwork. My employer paid all the legal fees. Thousands of dollars. They invested in me. When I finally got my green card, I was legally free. No more visa restrictions. No more employer dependence. I could change jobs whenever I wanted.
But you didn't.
I didn't. And I realized something. Being legally free doesn't mean you're actually free. There's a weight that stays with you. An ethical weight. A psychological weight.
What do you mean?
Your employer paid for everything. The perm process, the I-140, the lawyers. They took a risk sponsoring you. And there's an unwritten rule, you should stay. At least 6 months. A year. Maybe longer. It's not the law. It's convention. It's what people expect.
Because if you leave too quickly?
People wonder, was it real? Did you actually intend to stay? And years later, when you apply for citizenship, they can ask questions. They review your entire history. You have to explain. You have to prove you didn't commit fraud.
So, you stayed out of fear?
Partly fear, but also gratitude. Also professional responsibility. Also not wanting to destroy my reputation. My employer took a risk. I felt I owed them loyalty.
But the American-born college graduates you worked with,
they changed jobs every 3, 4, 5 years. That was normal for them. Expected. They moved for better pay, better titles, better opportunities. They built their careers by moving around.
So, the actual rule was different.
The actual rule was, move every few years. Get better offers at each company. Build your resume. That was the smart strategy.
But you couldn't do that.
I could have. After my green card, I was legally free. But I felt trapped anyway. Not by law, by psychology, by ethics, by loyalty, by fear. That's a different kind of prison. And I think many international students who got green cards felt the same way. Legally free, psychologically trapped.
So what did you do? How did you break out of that?
I never really broke out, but I built something. And that's old rule number 2.
Which is?
Save 10%, buy house, build equity.
That's foundational?
That's foundational. This is how you build real wealth, real security. I made $55,000 a year. Not rich, but solid middle class. I made a decision immediately when I started. I decided to save exactly 10% of every paycheck, $5,500 a year, no matter what, no exceptions, no matter if I got a raise, no matter if my expenses went up, no matter if I had a bad month. 10%, always, automatically.
That's incredible discipline. That's serious commitment. Most people can't do that.
It was automatic. I didn't think about it. I set it up and it just happened. Every paycheck, 10% came out before I could spend it, before I could even think about it. I never saw the money. I never missed it.
How long did you save before buying the house?
12 years. 12 years of saving 10%. That's $5,500 times 12. About $66,000 saved. Plus some bonuses and gifts and money from my parents. I had enough for a down payment on a house. Enough to buy a house. To own something real.
How much did the house cost?
$300,000 in 1998. That was expensive back then. Seemed impossible. But I did it. I believed in myself. I believed in my plan. I worked hard.
How much is it worth now?
Almost $1 million. Maybe $980,000. Could be over $1 million now. The house tripled in value in 26 years. I more than tripled my money.
That's incredible return on investment.
It is. That's the power of real estate. That's old rule number 2 in action.
But do you know what houses cost then versus now? Do you understand the math anymore?
What do you mean?
Do you know what the average house price was in California in 1998?
Around $325,000?
About $325,000. Do you know what it is now?
$850,000?
$850,000. Maybe $900,000 in some areas. So houses tripled. That part's mathematically accurate. But here's the problem. Wages didn't triple. My starting salary is $55,000, just like yours. Your starting salary was $55,000 in 1989.
So
the math doesn't work anymore. If I save 10%, I have $5,500 per year. After 12 years, I have $66,000. But the down payment for a house isn't $66,000 anymore. It's $170,000. That's the 20% down payment to avoid PMI on an $850,000 house.
So you save longer.
For how long? How many years would I have to save to get $170,000?
More than 12 years.
Try 37 years. 37 years of saving 10% with zero spending on anything else. No experiences, no travel, no therapy, no concerts, no photography workshops, no Peru trips. 37 years of complete deprivation just to get a down payment on a house. Can you see why that doesn't work anymore?
But if you owned a house, you'd build equity.
I'd also sacrifice 37 years of my life. 37 years of being 25 to 62. Those are the best years. The years when I can travel. The years when I have energy. The years when I can experience the world. And you want me to save every penny instead.
We did take vacations, your mother and I. And you. We went places.
Yeah, I remember Hawaii. I was maybe 8 or 9. But I also remember you on your laptop.
I had to check work.
In Hawaii, on vacation, you were sitting by the pool and you were working.
It wasn't constant.
It was constant enough that I remember it. You couldn't just be there, just relax. There was always work, your phone, your emails. Even when we were supposed to be experiencing something together, you were mentally somewhere else.
I felt like I should stay connected.
You felt like you should. Not that you had to. Your company didn't require it. But you felt like you should because of the culture, because of the implicit expectation.
That's true.
So, you had vacation time. You used vacation time, but you were never actually on vacation.
You could own a house. You'd have real wealth, real security.
But I'd be trapped in it, trapped paying a mortgage, trapped in jobs I don't like because I have to pay for it, trapped in a location because I'm anchored to the house. Old rule number 2 ties you down. It chains you to one place, one job, one way of living.
That's the trade-off. That's why there's old rule number 3.
Which is
Physical assets, real estate, 401k, stock portfolio, tangible things you can touch and measure.
So that's old rule number 3?
Yes, that's old rule number 3. I have the house. Paid it off completely over 25 years. It's real wealth. I can walk through it. I can see it. I can measure it. The value keeps going up every year. I also have 2 rental properties, both completely paid off. They generate $48,000 a year in passive income. Every month, tenants pay me rent. That's real money. That's consistent money. That shows up every month. That's reliable. I also have a 401k worth $500,000. 30 years of consistent contributions. Every paycheck money went in. And I have dividend stocks that pay me every quarter. They generate income automatically. Everything I have is tangible, real, measurable, documented. I can show you the paperwork. I can show you the deeds. I can prove it all. I own real things. I have real assets. That's wealth. That's security.
That's real wealth. I respect that completely. You built something real. You built something with substance. But what's the human cost? What's old rule number 4?
Build first. Enjoy later.
Explain.
Not don't enjoy anything, just priorities are different. When I was building, I took vacations. We did family trips. We went to Hawaii. Normal stuff. But I was focused on building assets, on paying off the house, on security.
So you did take vacations.
Yes, we took vacations.
You went to concerts, restaurants.
Yes, we did those things, but not constantly, not like a priority. The priority was building the house, the rental properties, the 401k. That came first. Everything else was secondary.
But you still lived.
I still lived. My definition of living was different from yours. My definition was build something stable. Build something that will last. Build something that gives you options. Once you have that foundation, then you can enjoy.
And did you enjoy?
At 55, yes. Finally. We traveled more. We relaxed more. We spent more on experiences. But by then, I was tired. I'd spent 30 years focused on one thing, and I got good at it. But I also missed some things along the way.
Like what?
Like being present, like enjoying the moment without thinking about whether it's efficient, whether it's building something, whether it's a good investment of time and money. For 30 years, everything was measured against the question, does this help me build wealth?
That's old rule number 4. Work, build, sacrifice, then maybe enjoy.
That's old rule number 4.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. It works. I have security. I have assets. I have a foundation. But the cost is real. You miss things. You miss moments. You miss experiences that you can't get back.
Part 2, new rule.
Now you explain the new rules, the ones you think work better.
They're not better. They're necessary. They're what works now.
So, what's the first one?
Multiple income streams.
Multiple incomes? Like 2 jobs?
Kind of, but not exactly. I have my primary job, marketing and business development, $55,000 a year.
That's the same as my starting salary.
Same number, but different value. Anyway, that's my main income, but I also have freelance clients. I contract for marketing work. I bill hourly.
How much?
About $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. So total income is $115,000.
That sounds exhausting. Working 2 jobs?
It's not 2 full jobs. The freelance is 15 hours a week. That's it.
15 hours a week generates 60,000 a year?
Yes, that's the point. It's strategic income. It doesn't depend on my employer.
So if your main job ends?
I still have income coming in. I have options. I have security through diversity, not through one employer depending on me to keep me employed.
But that's still fragile.
My friend Sarah does this. She works as a marketing manager, 60,000 a year. But she also started a blog about dividend investing, makes 5,000 a year from that, and she does freelance writing, another 8,000.
So she has a blog and a second job?
She has multiple income streams, $13,000 from non-job sources. If her job ends tomorrow, she survives. She has time to find something else, or to scale up what she's already building.
What if she didn't have the main job? What if all 3 streams failed?
Then that would be bad. But that's why it's multiple. Diversification, not all eggs in one basket.
The second rule is?
Invest in yourself and experiences.
Like what?
Like Peru. That trip I took 2 years ago.
The Peru trip, the one I thought was irresponsible.
Yes, that one, I made content from it. I documented the experience. I showed it to employers.
You showed them vacation photos?
I showed them that I had international experience, that I had perspective, that I understand different cultures. 3 different companies specifically mentioned it in interviews. They said they wanted someone like me.
That's luck.
It's not luck, it's strategy. Invest in experiences. Build your human capital. Some of the highest returns come from experiences, not from money in the bank.
But what if Peru didn't lead to a job?
Then I would have had an amazing experience and memories and skills. I would have invested in myself anyway. But it did lead to jobs, multiple jobs. Peru wasn't a vacation, it was an investment.
What's the third rule?
Digital assets, your brand, your network, your content.
Digital assets?
My friend Marcus started a YouTube channel, dividend investing content. He posts consistently, every week for 2 years. Now he has 50,000 subscribers.
How much money does he make?
15,000 a year from ads and sponsorships.
From a YouTube channel?
From a digital asset he owns. Money comes in every month. He's not working every month to make that money anymore. The asset generates value.
What if YouTube changes? What if he loses subscribers?
The asset still exists. It has value. He could sell the channel, or move to another platform, or use it to launch a course. My friend Jen did that. Created an online course about marketing. Makes $800 a month from it.
From what? From teaching?
From a course she built once. 3 months of work. Now it sells itself. Infinitely scalable. One course can reach 1 person or 1 million. Doesn't matter.
That's not real wealth. That's not tangible.
It's generating real money from real customers. That's real wealth. And it doesn't depend on her time. That's the difference.
But it's fragile. The internet could crash.
So could the housing market. So could your pension. So could your job security. Nothing is perfectly safe. But digital assets scale. They compound. They grow faster.
The fourth rule?
Take strategic risks. Build now. Experience now. Learn by doing.
That's risky.
It is risky. But so is waiting. Delaying is risky. You think you're being safe, but you're actually vulnerable. You're depending on one job, one employer, one industry.
What if you fail?
I learn. I try again. I tried freelancing. It worked. But if it hadn't, I would have learned and tried something else. The cost of failure is lower than you think.
This is the core difference between old rules and new rules?
Yes, old rules. Wait, save. Build security first, then experience, then live. New rules. Build security while you experience. Take calculated risks. Fail small. Learn. Iterate. That's how you adapt. Grammar focus. You said less dollars multiple times throughout that entire conversation. I want to really nail this down because it's important.
Yes. You have a smaller quantity of money.
That's the key distinction. That's the crucial difference. Quantity is uncountable.
Quantity is uncountable.
It's abstract. Money as a mass noun, water, time, risk, capital, opportunities.
Water, time, risk, capital, opportunities.
These are uncountable mass nouns. You can't count them individually. They're one big thing. But dollars are countable, specific units. Individual components, count nouns. You can count them $1, $2, $3.
$1, $2, $3.
So less money is correct. But fewer dollars is correct.
Less money, fewer dollars.
What's the practical difference?
What's the practical difference?
If you say we need less employees, you sound imprecise. You sound like you don't understand the distinction between abstract quantities and concrete countable units. You sound like you're not thinking clearly.
We need less employees. I sound imprecise.
If you say we need fewer employees, you sound competent. You sound like you think clearly about language and concepts. It's the difference between sounding educated and actually being educated.
We need fewer employees. I sound competent.
Okay, I understand the distinction now.
I understand the distinction now.
This reveals something deeper, something about generation and philosophy. Old rules people say less money because they think about money as one big pool to protect. One pool you're trying to grow and preserve. A defensive posture. New rules people say fewer dollars because they think about money as units that move and grow and diversify. Individual components that work together. An offensive posture.
One big pool to protect. A defensive posture.
That's actually profound.
That's actually profound.
Language reveals philosophy. Grammar reveals generation. The way you speak shows what era shaped your thinking. The way you count things shows how you think about them.
Language reveals philosophy. Grammar reveals generation.
Part 3. The conflict. Dad, I need to tell you something, and I know you won't like it.
Okay, tell me.
I'm going to hire a contractor for my freelance business. I'm going to expand it. I've made the decision.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, you're not going to do that.
Dad, that's not your decision to make.
You just started your job 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks, Sophia. You should focus on that.
I can do both. I've been doing both for 2 years.
This is different. This job is demanding. You need to show your employer that you're committed. All your energy goes there.
Or I build multiple income streams, so I'm not completely dependent on one employer. That's not commitment. That's common sense.
That's dividing your attention. That's exactly what you can't do.
Why are you so scared of this?
Because I've seen it happen. I've managed people. I've watched them try to do 2 things at once. They always fail.
I'm not going to fail.
You think you won't. Everyone thinks that. Then it happens.
You don't trust me.
I trust you, but I don't trust the situation. And it violates everything about how to build a secure career. One job, one company, complete focus.
Your rules don't work anymore, Dad. Companies don't offer security anymore. They lay people off. They eliminate positions. If I only have one income, I'm vulnerable.
So you think the answer is to overload yourself? To work 2 jobs and burn out?
I'm not going to burn out. I have a system.
Everyone says they have a system, until they don't.
You keep saying that, but you don't know my situation. You don't know my capacity.
I know because I lived it. I know because I've seen it 100 times.
Then you're stuck in your experience. You can't see that the world is different now.
Or you're being naive about your own limits.
I'm not naive. I'm being strategic. I'm building something.
You're spending $5,000 you don't have.
$5,000 I'm investing to make more money.
That's not an investment. That's consumption. You're spending money.
No, I already make $60,000 a year from the freelance. If I hire help, I can take on more clients. I can make $100,000. That's investment.
It's speculation. You're hoping that works. It might not.
It will work. I've already proven the business works. I have recurring clients, real revenue.
And you're going to risk that by taking on new clients you don't know, new systems you haven't tested, a contractor you've never worked with before.
That's how you grow.
That's how you crash and burn.
You know what? This is exactly why we're having this episode. You can't see the world any other way.
I see it clearly. I see the risks.
You see fear. You call it risk, but it's just fear.
That's unfair.
Is it? You're trying to stop me from trying something because you are scared, not because it's actually dangerous.
It is dangerous. You're going to burn out. You're going to make a mistake. Your job will see that you're distracted. You'll get fired. And then you have nothing. Nothing.
I won't get fired.
How do you know?
Because I'm good at what I do. Because I manage my time well. Because I'm not stupid.
It's not about being smart. It's about human limits. You can't do everything.
I'm not doing everything. I'm doing two things. People do that all the time.
People fail all the time too. I'm telling you, I've seen this.
And I'm telling you that your experience isn't my future. Your rules are my rules.
My rules are survival. My rules worked for me for 30 years.
And I'm not you. I don't want your life. I want something different.
Your something different is going to fall apart.
Or it's going to work. And you won't believe in me until it does. Maybe not even then.
That's not true.
Isn't it? You've been skeptical about every move I've made. Peru, photography, my side business, everything.
Because these things are risky.
They're only risky to you because you don't understand them. You're trying to protect me by keeping me small.
I'm trying to protect you from failing.
I have to be allowed to fail, Dad. That's how I learn. That's how I grow.
Not like this. Not by risking everything.
I'm not risking everything. I have a job. I have savings. I have a plan.
A plan that involves spending money you should be saving.
I don't want to just save. I want to build. I want to create something.
You're going to create a disaster.
You're being dramatic.
I'm being realistic. I'm the adult here. I've lived longer. I've made mistakes. I know what I'm talking about.
You know what YOVVE experienced. That doesn't make you right about my life.
It makes me right about human nature, about limits, about what happens when people overextend themselves.
I'm not overextending. You just can't see that because you've never tried to do what I'm trying to do.
Exactly. I've never tried because I knew it wouldn't work.
You're wrong.
I'm trying to help you.
You're trying to control me.
That's not fair.
Isn't it? You keep saying I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. But you're not listening to why I think I can. You're just shutting me down.
Because I love you, and I don't want to see you hurt.
Then trust that I know what I'm doing, even if you don't understand it.
I can't trust something I don't understand.
Then we have a real problem. Because I'm going to do this anyway. Grammar focus 2. Okay, so during the whole conflict, you said worried of like 5 times.
Did I?
You did, and that's wrong.
Wrong how?
When you express a feeling directly, you say about, not of. I'm worried about losing my job, not worried of losing.
What's the difference?
About means the emotion is directed towards something specific. You know what you're worried about. It's concrete.
And of?
Of is. It's like you're scared of the emotion itself, not a specific thing. You don't really do that with feelings.
Give me an example.
Okay, I'm afraid of spiders. That works. I'm afraid of the dark. That works. But I'm afraid about the dark doesn't sound right.
So it depends.
It does. With fears of objects or things, you use of. But with feelings about situations or outcomes, you use about.
Can you give me an example?
I'm worried about my job. I'm worried about the economy. I'm worried about Sophia's freelance business.
Oh, I did say that.
You did. Like 10 times.
So what's the rule?
When you're expressing an emotion about a situation, use about. I'm concerned about the timeline. I'm anxious about the decision. I'm excited about the opportunity.
I'm concerned about the timeline. I'm anxious about the decision.
Right. See? That sounds natural.
And never of?
Never of for emotions about situations. Native speakers know this instinctively. When you say worried of, it signals. It marks you.
Marks me as what?
As someone who studied English but maybe didn't spend enough time listening to native speakers. It's subtle, but people notice.
So, this matters.
It does, because it's not just a grammar rule, it shows how you're thinking.
What do you mean?
When you say worried of change, you're implying you're scared of the change itself. like change is the enemy. But when you say worried about the economy, you're worried about a specific outcome. You accept change, but you're managing the risk.
Ah, so the grammar shows the philosophy.
Exactly. Old rules people, they're anxious of change, uncomfortable of difference. They fear the unknown thing itself. New rules people, worried about specific outcomes, worried about losing the job, sure, but they accept that change happens. They just want to mitigate the risks.
The preposition shows the philosophy.
It does. Your grammar reveals your generation. Part 4. Integration.
You're going to do this anyway.
Yes, I am.
I know, and I respect that.
You do?
Yes, because you're not asking for permission. You're making a decision.
And you're scared.
Of course I'm scared, but I'm also impressed.
Impressed?
You're braver than I was. I had to leave Korea. I had no choice. You're choosing to take risks, even though you have safety.
That's not braver. That's just different.
No, it's braver. I built one life, very carefully, very safely. You're building multiple things. Juggling, that takes courage.
But your way worked. For 30 years.
It worked for me. But the world changed, and you see that. I'm still catching up.
You're catching up right now. By accepting this.
I'm trying. Peru, go. I don't like it, but I respect it.
You don't have to like it.
Good, because I don't. But I'm going to support you.
Why?
Because my way is not your way. And that's not bad. That's evolution.
Do you really believe that?
I'm learning to. Your mother always said I was too cautious, too afraid of losing what I had.
She did?
Yes. She wanted me to take more risks, to live more, and I didn't listen.
So you're listening to me instead.
I'm trying. It's hard, but yes.
I don't want you to become me, Dad.
I know. I don't want to be you either, but I want to understand you.
And I want to understand you. Your discipline, your focus, your loyalty, those aren't bad things.
They're not?
No, they're why I can even try this. Because you built a foundation.
But maybe the foundation isn't enough anymore.
Maybe not, but it's necessary.
So we need both.
Yes, your foundation, my momentum.
How do we do that?
We listen to each other. I don't ignore your warnings. You don't shut down my ideas.
I can do that.
Even when you're scared?
Especially when I'm scared. Because if I don't support you, you'll resent me.
And if you try to stop me, I'll rebel.
I know. So I'm going to let you try. And I'm going to trust that you're thinking.
I am thinking. I have data. I have strategy. I'm not reckless.
I know that now. And I'm going to stop treating you like you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Peru is going to be great.
It is?
Yes. You're going to have an amazing experience. And you're going to learn something.
And the freelance?
Build it. Grow it. I'm going to worry the whole time, but I'm going to believe in you.
That's all I need.
One more thing.
What?
When things get hard, and they will, don't give up. But also don't be too proud to ask for help.
I won't.
And if you fail, it's not the end. It's the beginning.
You really do understand.
I'm trying, and I'm going to keep trying.
That's integration.
That's integration.
Dad, I appreciate that.
This is how you learn, not from my mistakes, but from your own. From trying things, from failing maybe, from getting back up and trying again.
That's very different from the old rules.
It is. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the old rules don't apply anymore. Maybe your rules are better for your world.
Maybe they are.
Or maybe they're just different. And different isn't wrong, it's just new.
Thank you for that.
Can I ask you something, though?
Sure. Well,
When you fail, and I think at some point you will fail at something, what will you do?
then I'll learn from it. I'll figure out what didn't work. And I'll try something else.
That's the difference between us. When I fail, I want to give up. You want to try again.
That's what I have to do. I don't have the option to play it safe like you did.
I know. And that's why I'm going to support you. Because you're building something that I didn't know how to build. And the world needs people who can do that.
Are we okay? Between us?
Yes, we're okay. I'm going to keep being scared. I'm going to keep not understanding. But I'm going to support you. That's what a father does.
That's all I need. Real-world application. This is why grammar matters everywhere.
Where?
At work, with friends, everywhere people communicate. If you listen to someone's grammar, you understand their thought.
Give me an example.
Your boss. He says we have less resources this year. We need to cut costs.
What does that tell us?
Old rules thinking. Less is one big pool getting smaller.
And if he said fewer?
We have fewer resources. Let's invest in technology to improve efficiency. That's new rules. Specific units being deployed strategically.
That's completely different.
Right? Same situation. Different philosophy. Different grammar.
What else?
Mom, when you wanted to start that business,
She said she was anxious of it.
right, she was afraid of the idea itself, the unknown.
But if she said anxious about,
I'm anxious about your financial security if it fails. That's specific. That's something you can address.
so of is vague. About is specific.
Exactly.
Any others?
Investing. Someone says I'm investing to my house.
That's wrong?
They're thinking about the destination, getting to retirement. But I'm investing in my house for my future means you're thinking about the asset itself.
The thing you're building.
Yes, not just when you'll retire.
This is in every conversation.
Listen to people tomorrow. You'll start hearing it everywhere.
And what will I understand?
Their philosophy, their generation, how they think about money and risk and life,
Just from grammar.
just from 3 prepositions. Grammar Focus 3. The third mistake is the most important one
Why?
because it shows how you think about building wealth.
Okay, what is it?
You say invest in my savings, invest in my 401k. That's completely wrong. You never say invest to, ever.
Never?
Never. You say invest in. That's the only correct preposition. It's absolute.
What's the difference?
In is the specific asset. I invest in stocks. I invest in real estate. I invest in my business. The thing you're putting money into.
And to?
To a direction. You work to achieve a goal. You travel to see something. But you don't invest to anything. Ever. It's absolute.
Never to.
Never. So when you talk about investing, what's the asset?
The asset?
Right. Like your 401k is the asset. Real estate is the asset. Stocks are the asset. You invest in the asset.
I invest in my 401k.
Perfect. That sounds natural. But what if there's also a goal, like retirement?
How do you say that?
You use 2 prepositions. In for the asset, for the goal. I invest in a 401k for retirement.
In for the asset. For the goal. Got it.
So I invest in my education for career growth. I invest in real estate for security.
Those sound right.
They do. And then there's with.
With?
When you invest with someone, with a partner, with an advisor, with a firm.
I invest with a business partner.
Yes, in the asset. For the goal, with a partner.
3 different prepositions.
3 different relationships with investment. In shows the target. For shows the purpose. With shows the collaboration.
That's smart.
Right? Now listen to this. I invest in my employees.
I invest in my employees. That sounds competent.
It does. Because you're investing in them as assets. You're committing resources and capital to them because they have value.
That's a different mental model.
It is. Old rules people might say invest to. That's wrong. Because they think about directing money toward a goal. They're focused on the destination. But that's incorrect grammar.
And new rules.
New rules people say invest in because they're focused on the asset itself. What are you building? What are you creating? Not just where is the money going, but what is the asset worth?
Too different, the way of thinking about money.
Exactly. Two different mental models, too different the way of thinking, and the preposition reveals which one you believe in. Final reflection. So let's recap. 3 grammar mistakes, 3 different the way of thinking about money.
Okay,
First one, fewer versus less.
right. I said less money? You said that's wrong.
It reveals something. You think about money as one pool, one big thing to protect and grow.
That's correct.
But fewer dollars sounds like units that move, grow, and diversify. Different mentality completely.
So it's not just grammar.
It's not. It's how you think.
What about the second one?
Worried about versus of. You are anxious of change itself,
I was.
which means you fear the unknown thing. But new rules, people are worried about specific outcomes. About the job, about the economy, how the change itself.
So one fears change. One manages change.
Exactly.
And the third,
Invest in versus to. You think about directing money to a goal. Where is it going? But it means, what are you building? What's the asset?
completely different focus.
Completely. You think about destination. New rules think about what they're creating.
So language shows the way of thinking.
Language is the way of thinking. Your grammar reveals what you believe about money, about risk, about security, about life.
That's pretty powerful.
It is. Because when you use the right grammar, you communicate clearly. People understand not just your words, but your meaning. That's how you connect.
I'm trying.
I know you are. And that matters.
I have my own way, but I'm going to respect yours.
That's all I'm asking.
I understand that now.
Because maybe the answer isn't old rules or new rules.
What is the answer?
Both. Integration, the discipline of saving 10%, but the flexibility to take opportunities, the stability of a job, but the freedom to build other things. Long-term thinking, but also living now.
That's wisdom.
That's balance.
It was a good conversation, Sophia. Now I understand the way your generation thinks.
Thank you for listening, for trying, for being willing to change.
I'm not changing completely, but I'm listening. That's something.
It's everything. Outro and close. Thank you to our listeners. Follow and subscribe to Dad and Sophia Talk wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a review. Tell us what you think.
Do you believe in old rules or new rules?
Or do you integrate both like we're trying to?
We want to hear from you. Send us your stories. Tell us which rules shaped your life.
One conversation at a time. That's how we bridge generations.
One grammar lesson at a time. That's how we understand each other.
I'm proud of you, Dad.
I'm proud of you too, Sophia.
Thank you for this conversation.
Thank you for pushing me to think differently.